The universe isn't just out there, it's interacting with you. Claim your power by embracing the unknown. This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, and I'm here to ignite your curiosity. Don't just listen, embrace it. I was listening to somebody this week, and I heard them say, courage is contagious. And I had to stop the video and I had to rewind and I had to go back and listen to it again just to make sure I heard the message. Isn't that a true statement? When we see people around us continually showing courage, it gives people permission to put themselves out there, to be vulnerable, to open up. In the beginning of my journey here, recording episodes, putting myself out there, I had people in my network push back on me. Why are you doing that? Why are you putting yourself out there like that? Even now, as I think about that, there are many different responses that come to my mind. Doesn't my voice deserve to be out there just like everybody else's? If you're my friend, don't you think that my voice has just as much right to be out there? It also took an enormous amount of courage for me to do this. To hit the record button, to talk, to open up, to share. It took courage to learn how to edit. It took courage to do the back end side of this. When I look over my life, there were so many acts of courage that I had to take. And a lot of those, there isn't anybody around to witness them. There isn't anybody to actually document what it is that I did. But it still took a lot of courage for me to do those things. What seems scary in your life right now? What seems like this big, enormous mountain that you're afraid to climb? What do you need to do in your life that takes courage? And know that there are people out there. And what I forget so many times is there are people out there that are willing to help and support and encourage, help you on your path, help me on my path. Courage is another muscle that takes time to develop. I remember doing things when I was younger and not even thinking of the consequences. It didn't even seem courageous back then because I'm young. We don't think of all the possibilities. We don't imagine ever getting hurt. We don't imagine something going wrong. And then somewhere along the line, when I aged, I had some life experience under my belt. I had some things that didn't work out, and it takes more courage to pivot, to try something new, to keep trying. Things don't always work out the first time. It takes courage to show back up and be vulnerable. And then when we do it and people see us doing it over and over and over again, it becomes easier for someone else to have courage. I wouldn't say that courage was a natural skill that I had or that I witnessed. It seems like we are living in a world where the ones who have the courage are going to be the ones who get the life that they want to live. Opportunity isn't just going to come knocking at your door. It's not going to find you in your house, in your fuzzy slippers, with your big robe over you. It's not going to do that. We have to leave our house. We have to leave our comfort zone. We have to try something new. We have to push ourselves out there. And when we are courageous, when we do the hard things, we say the hard things, people notice. Our kids notice. Our family notices. People may not say anything. They may not say, "Hey, you were really brave. I admire your bravery. I noticed what you did for that person. I noticed how kind you were. I noticed how you helped them." But little by little, time after time, people see the acts of courage, and they themselves find the courage in them. What have you been afraid to do? What have you been afraid to say? Who have you been afraid to help? Where in your life have you been wanting to be brave, to be courageous? And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you're not going to know unless you have the courage to do the thing, to say the thing, to be the friend, to be the bigger person. I remember being in a relationship, and the relationship was going pretty good, but there were still some things and feelings, and we never really talked about feelings, how we felt. I was waiting for him, he was waiting for me. Neither one of us had the courage. And I look back at that now, and it's like, imagine how different it may have been. And I am a firm believer that things work out as they're supposed to. But imagine if I had had the courage to say the words, like these words, those 3 words that were in the middle of us. We both knew that there were feelings. Nobody wanted to be courageous. Nobody wanted to be vulnerable. And we never said them. And when I look back over my life, I can definitely identify those moments where I did have the courage. And I can identify the moments where I didn't. I wasn't brave. And I know that. And there possibly was a missed opportunity. An opportunity to learn. An opportunity to open myself, to grow, to change and develop. And sometimes that's what's actually happening when we are courageous. It's not that we're trying to get something to happen out in the world. It's not like we're trying to get more stuff. But that act of being courage is changing us. It is shifting us. We are growing. We are learning. We are becoming a different person when we have the courage to do the thing. And when we're courageous in our own life and people see it, it is contagious. Other people feel it, they see it, they sense it. Is there anything that you're afraid to do? And can you find the courage to do it? And let it change you. And let it shift you. And who knows? Maybe this time it will work out. But you won't know unless you have the courage. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tracy Talks. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. And until next time, we meet again.